Hey, what's snappers? It's Tortimer the Gray. Welcome back to another exciting episode of Pokemon Showdown Gray version. This is a Pokemon LP run where we are recreating all of the events in Pokemon Showdown, and you guys are the competitors. Well, I'm the competitor. You guys are the competition? I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, last week we had our rival battle. We got our starters and we had our rival battle. And we got little male Neuron as our starter, and he did pretty good. There was a couple of battles where we got smoked, but for the most part, he did pretty good, which I was pretty happy with. And you guys helped me choose my starter, and then at the end of last week, we rolled for what our next encounter was going to be in the game. And we had an early surprise. We had our first gym battle was our second encounter for the game, so quick there, but. Yeah, so we played it in Little Cup. For now, the tiers for gyms 1 and 2 are both Little Cup tiers. And so we did that, and we also rolled that it was going to be an electric type gym. So we had a gym battle in electric or in Little Cup for the electric type gym. So you guys went out and you built some electric type gym teams for us. And what we're going to be doing today is every battle except for the last one are going to be considered gym trainers. And I've kind of picked the best team, I guess, I thought. The one that was the most unique or interesting or well put together that I went up against this week. And I've designated that person as the gym leader. And so the rest of you guys are gym trainers, and we'll shake it up every time we do it. It'll just depend on how the team shakes out. Not even necessarily going like, well, I almost lost this battle, so we'll call that the gym leader. But just the team I thought was the most interesting. So let's jump right into it. We have about 7 of you guys that put together gym teams for us today. So let's see how I did against you guys, my awesome subs. So let's check it out. Here we go. Alrighty guys, so we went up against Neuron, and he came at us with a 6 Pokemon team. I want to note to you guys, because some of you were surprised that I had 6 Pokemon, and the reason I didn't put any limitation on the battles numbers this week was just because the first time we only had 1 Pokemon because it was our first rival battle. Pretty much any time after that you've had opportunity to catch things, so you guys are free and clear. And for those of you guys who asked in the comments, how many Pokemon can we use? I said to you, it's your gym. You put together as many, Pokemon as you would like, and more or less that's going to stand for the rest of the challenge here. If it's your team, you guys are trainers out in the wild or in a gym or whichever. It's your team. Put as many as you would like. I will probably be generally running 6 Pokemon teams from here on out, but I said to a couple of people who had fewer Pokemon, it's actually really cool that some of you guys did that because in the game, you'll go into a gym and somebody will have 2 Pokemon or something, and so it gives some more flavor and variety to it, especially in an instance like this where we're doing like mono-type Little Cup. There's really probably not that many mono or like electric Little Cup Pokemon to deal with, so as opposed to seeing the same 6 Pokemon every time, we got to see some interesting strategies, things like that. Blackavar doing some good work here against Neuron's team. A couple of Pokemon here that had some ground moves on them, as you guys would have seen if you were up against me battling. But I tried to stick to mainly early stage or early game Pokemon, so I don't just have like super OP Pokemon on here. I don't have Abras or Apoms or some of the. I don't have some of those Pokemon. I've got like a first root rodent, a first root bird, a bug, a Mankey, a Geodude. These are all Pokemon that you can get really early on in most games, and so I tried to stick to that theme since we are kind of early on in this run. But yeah, so Neuron put up a valiant effort, took down my starter and Spinarak, my lead, yeah, did a good job. A valiant effort there for an electric type gym trainer. So I appreciate, Neuron, your submission and getting on and putting together a team and battling me. It really means a lot that you guys are supporting this. So yeah, let's jump into the next battle, shall we? Here we go. Alright guys, the next battle we had was against Red Wolf, and Red Wolf came out strong, Electric taking out my Spinarak lead. I've got Spinarak there to throw up the webs and the toxic spikes, things like that. Brought in Zelda then at that point, figuring that she could handle most of the things that Elekid had going, Zelda has Earthquake on her. I switched into Grunt against the Electric, or against the Joltik, because I wasn't sure exactly what Mankey was going to be able to do with his moveset, or her moveset. So I switched out, but that took Geodude down. So I bring in Blackavar then at that point, and I get the Hone Claws up, and that's going to give me most of the power that I need to go ahead and take down the rest of Red Wolf's team. But yeah, so a couple of you guys, like I said, did fewer Pokemon, which I actually think is really cool. So if you guys want to continue to do that in the future, don't feel like you've got to do 6 Pokemon. I will probably have 6 Pokemon, so obviously if you want to actually try and beat me, maybe that's a better option. Although we do have one guy that we'll see here later who actually did pretty good against me with just like 2 or 3 Pokemon. So that was a bit embarrassing, but we'll see how that one turns out here in a minute. But yeah, so thank you, Red Wolf, for you participating both last week and this week, as well as everybody else who has done so. Let's check out the next battle we've got in this gym, shall we? Here we go. All right, the next battle is against SubMac Hughes, showdown name Arctic Animal. And Shelob comes in, going to throw up those webbing there, which is going to lower the speed and really going to help us out there. Really her main utility. She's got a couple of attacking moves, but mainly she's here to set up entry hazards. So that works out pretty nicely. She's able to take what Electrike's throwing up here pretty well, except for the paralysis there is going to do some harm to us for sure. Then Bandit comes in. I set up the belly drum, get that berry juice back up to health. The body slam comes in, doesn't paralyze, which is nice. The Ella's got the sash there, so that keeps them alive and lets them hit Bandit pretty hard. So that worked out nicely for Mac there, because Bandit could potentially, once it gets set up like this, could potentially run away with the battle there. I go ahead and I throw up the Seed Bomb there, taking out the Mareep. Just trying to shake things up a little bit. Jolty comes in with the speed. Unfortunately, I click Seed Bomb again as opposed to Extreme Speed, and it's going to be twice resisted by the Bug Electric type, so that's disappointing. But then Robin's able to come in, take out the Joltik. Victor then comes in, the shiny Voltorb, and I go for the Acrobatics there just because I don't really want to switch out necessarily, and I don't really have like another need for Robin, so I leave her in. She's able to take a couple of hits there actually pretty well, which works out nicely for us. And then we've got the, well, we go for the Flame Charge there. I forgot that priority is just priority, so I went that to get some speed back, which didn't end up really mattering. But we're fighting through that Attract, which works out nicely. We get the speed boost going. And Hector's going to get lucky there with a paralysis, but I'm going to just continue to throw up the Attract, knowing that the battle's pretty much over at that point. They were poisoned and pretty much down to their last Pokemon. So yeah, thank you, Mac, for the battle. A great fun one there for us. Got to see some different things going on, so I appreciate it very much. Let's check out the next one, shall we? Here we go. We're almost to the Gym Leader. Kind of. Not really. We're like halfway to the Gym Leader. Here we go. Alrighty, guys. Then we go up against trainer Flaming Bull, and Flaming Bull has got an interesting team here as well. They bring in the Voltorb, and then Citrus comes in, throws up the Intimidate there, which is going to do not much to Shelob, considering that she's mostly utility, but those the crit burn flinch definitely takes Shelob down, so tough there. But Grunt comes in, the Voltorb comes in, gets a hard hit off on Grunt, and going to go for the Sucker Punch there to finish off what little health that Voltorb had left. So Grunt finally getting some good action there, which works out nicely for us. Magnemite comes in, takes a little bit of damage from the rocks, so I just go straight for the Earthquake at that point, knowing that Sturdy won't save it, so that ended up working out pretty nicely for us. And then they bring in the little Shinx to throw up the Intimidate on Grunt, but I get the Rock Blast off, and it lands enough times to take down the Joltig, so that works out pretty nicely. Shinx comes back in, halves Grunt's attack, but still manages to go down to an Earthquake, so a little cup is hard. If you get a super effective move, sometimes that's all you need. But Electrike comes in with the Cross Chop and is going to take down Grunt, leaving back Blackavar to come in. Going to throw up that Home Claws there. Going to take a Thunder Punch, which does decent damage, but now that we've got our attack and accuracy boosted, we throw up that Drill Run and take down the Electrike. Then we're going to throw the Drill Run up at the Life Orb Chinchou there, and it's going to go down too. So yeah, thank you so much, both, for for the battle, and I appreciate all the effort that went into the team. So we saw a lot of interesting teams. Again, there's not a lot of electric Pokemon in Little Cup, but you guys made it work, which is cool. So I appreciate the hard work that went into this, especially if you had more than if you had a 6 Pokemon team, that's that takes some time to put together. So yeah, let's check out the next one. Here we go. Alrighty, and then we go up against Electric Guy Ness, and Ness is. I like that a couple of you guys did change your trainer icons to fit the theme. That's cool. It's not a big deal if you guys didn't. It just when I do see it like that it makes me smile. So Ness comes in. His Electrike is gonna go ahead and wreck Shelob there, but not before Shelob is able to get all of her entry hazards up. And then Zelda comes in with the hard close combat stab there, takes down the Electrike. Mutton's gonna come up, throw up the close combat again. Zelda's gonna throw up the close combat. I will note that Ness and I had a battle before this one that actually his team did much better in, but unfortunately I forgot to save the replay link, and so I sent him a message on Twitter. I was like, hey, can you jump back in really quick? I forgot to save the link to your battle, and we did another one, and it ended up being a little more dominant on my end, but still, it was a good battle there, and so I appreciate Ness, especially you. Being willing to jump back on there and redo that battle, because I closed it out without even thinking. And I was looking at my spreadsheet. I was like, wait, where's Ness's battle? And totally blanked. So I appreciate you being willing to jump back on there and being flexible. It means a lot, and I will remember that in the future. But we've got one more trainer battle before we get into the gym leader, so let's check it out, shall we? Here we go. Alrighty guys, here we go against trainer Techno Penguin, and they come out with their Chinchou there, get the burn off on Shelob with the skull, but we're able to get the sticky webs up, and hard Thunderbolt critting us there, and then the burn's going to take down Shelob, so we don't get the toxic poison damage up, but it does pretty well for us. Blackavar comes in at that point, and gets soaked, so it's a water type, leaving that Thunderbolt pretty rough on us, but Blackavar's going to go down, the Chinchou's going to go out, so haven't gotten that kill yet, but Zelda's going to come in then at that point, throw up the close combat, the Sturdy Berry Juice is going to take effect, and so we're going to be kind of back at square one as the Magnemite flash cannons Zelda in the face there, so all of a sudden we're down 3-3, so now we're down 2-3. So even with a half team there, Techno is able to take our team pretty far down, and we're down to Bandit and Grunt here. So then Cyclops is going to come in, going to throw up the belly drum there, knowing that we'll be able to get Berry Juiced back to full. The flash cannon does not kill, and so the extreme speed is going to have enough power there to take down Cyclops. And then Elekid is going to come in and take an extreme speed and go down. But I was worried there for a second because, yeah, I was like, oh, I've got a full team. He's only got 3. This will be easy. And then all of a sudden, like, 4 of my Pokemon are dead. I was like, what? But thankfully, Bandit was able to come in and make that work for us. A couple of these guys you'll recognize from other teams. Like I took Bandit from First Root Rodents, and Robin is straight out of our main Little Cup team and things like that, but Shelob's from our Johto team. But yeah, it's nice to have some familiar guys to play around with. Yeah, so thank you so much, Techno, for that awesome battle, almost taking us out. Makes it nice and exciting as we lead into the gym leader battle here. And who is our gym leader? Let's find out. Alright guys, this week we went up against Gym Leader Cad, and I chose Cad as our gym leader because he had a team of 6, and he had an interesting strategy. He comes in here with his Voltorb, setting up the rain, going for some strats there, which I thought was cool and befitting of a gym leader there. Shelob's going to kill the Voltorb, but the taunt is going to keep her from being able to set up any hazards before going down to the Elekid. So good strategy there from Cad. I switch into Grunt so that he can take the Sturdy Berry Juice there. The Hidden Power is going to do some good damage too, but again, we sturdied back up, so Grunt's going to survive long enough to take care of that Elekid. Streak's going to come in, take a sucker punch before flame charging Grunt, getting a little bit of a speed boost there, but Grunt was able to do good damage with that sucker punch before that happened, so that works. Robin comes in, is able to get the acrobatics off enough for the kill, so Blitzel goes down, and then again, I don't really need Robin again in this one. I kind of put this team together before I knew what type it was going to be, so I wasn't going to be like, oh, well, here's me with a team of ground types. I wanted to keep it fair, like an early game gym team would be. Zelda comes in after Robin goes down, takes down Bluebell, the Shinx, leaving Florence the Chinchou to come in and take another close combat there. The Defiant boost from the Intimidate, definitely helpful at this point. When Shinx came in and tried to intimidate Zelda, the Defiant ability kicked in. So, yeah, Scad managed to take out 3 of our Pokemon before Zelda came in, and we got that nice little boost from the Shinx, and were able to sweep through the rest of his team. But I liked the strategy that he had going there with the rain and all that. So, thank you, Gym Leader Cad, for the awesome battle. I appreciate getting on and doing that for me. Put some real thought into your team. Enough to have some interesting strats. I think that was the first Blitzel we saw all day too, so that was cool. But yeah, so there we go. Over on the right, we've got our first gym badge. I just grabbed Lieutenant Surge's. I think it's the Bolt badge or something like that. But now we need to go ahead and figure out what battles we're going to be doing next week. So give me 1 second, and we'll get it all set up. Here we go. Alrighty guys, here we go. So we've got our spreadsheet back up. We are going to be randomizing what our encounter is going to be next week. So let's get our random number generator back up here. So let's go, wait, this is 1 through 6. I haven't messed with things yet. If we get another gym battle, I might tweak the formula a bit. But we're going to generate 1 through 6. Okay, so 3 is an evil team encounter. All right, very interesting. And so one suggestion that I got from, I believe it was Scad, on the first episode when I was talking about the rules, was to have pretty much every battle leading up to a gym battle being the same tier as the next gym battle. So until we do gym number 2, pretty much every battle we do is going to be Little Cup. This will be a Little Cup tier battle. You can have as many or as few Pokemon as you want. Again, it's your team. But I want you guys to kind of model it after an evil team sort of setup, and you can be whatever evil team you want. You can make that work however you would like. This is what we're going to be doing. I would roll for the root type, but I don't think it really matters in this instance because the evil teams don't really change much on different routes. It doesn't matter if they're in a basement or a cave or a grassy or a forest. It all ends up being pretty much the same. So an evil team, a Little Cup evil team battle. So you guys put together your evil teams. And again, same as last week's, I know there was a couple of instances where I kind of spaced and didn't get on during the time slot I said I would, so I apologize for that. I didn't really hear anybody complaining about it, so I don't know if anybody even really noticed. But going to try to be on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. EST, noon to 1 EST, and then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we'll also try to be on from 5 to 6 p.m. EST, although that's the time slot that I've missed the most, because normally I get home from work, I've got to take the dog out, I've got to make dinner, I've got to do all these different things, so the 5 to 6 one is going to be a toss-up if that's like the only one of those time slots you can actually meet. Again, I've been asking you guys to put in the comments down below if you have issues with time, if that's part of the reason you guys haven't been able to participate or anything like that. Let me know. But for now, we're going to stick with what we've been doing. I'm going to put all that information in the description. I think I meant to do that last week and totally forgot. So yeah, times and stuff like that will be in the description down below, as well as we're going to continue to just hang out in the Battle Dome chat room. It seems to have gotten a lot busier since I picked that chat room, but we'll stick out there for now. So again, you can find me in the Battle Dome chat room or on the front page of Showdown once you get loaded up and everything. At the very bottom, there is a purple button that I think says Find User. You can type in Old Man Tortoise, and find me that way as well too, I think, during those time slots. So make sure to put your teams together. I will see you guys this week. I'm looking forward to battling you guys. I may tweak my team, I may not, I don't know, but it'll be interesting to see what evil teams you guys put together. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and a special thank you to you guys who have participated thus far. If you haven't participated yet, no reason why you can't. Pokemon Showdown is free. There's a link down in the description down below. Feel free to go in there, put together some teams, and battle me. So I'll see you guys this week during those time slots. And again, if you have issues, need special accommodations or whatever, just let me know and we'll make it work. Thank you guys so much for watching. I've been Tortimer the Great, and you guys have been great. Have a good one.